Hello and good after in the noon. I don't know, this echo isn't on. Yeah, let me turn it up. Good echo in the noon. How are you? Today's Midhaven message is brought to you by the little bit of lip gloss I got left in here and yeah, some coconut almonds from Aldi's. How's that for a commercial? All right, hold up. Let's get ready here cuz yeah, we've got Indian summer doing cuffin season. Hello, 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 folks, going strong through the year. Kudos to you. Let me put the mic down because I have small hands. Kudos to you, those who are still surviving these holidays and this new government shutdown. Remember, moderation is key to survival. Are we learning how to do less and make more of it? This is what we should be doing. And for those who are currently going through the struggle of that is this season, how are you? And some of us aren't struggling because we were prepared and marriage minded. And when I say marriage minded, this does not mean an actual tangible couple. It means that you've thought of other people in mankind besides yourself. Yes, that is one key to being marriage minded. Being able to be self centered and both selfless at the same time. The person doesn't have to be there for you to know that you might need to leave some for others. Welcome for that message. And as I was talking about Indian summer is the most confusing weather ever. You wake up, it's really cold, it's really dewy, and then you in the middle of the day it's burning up, and then boom, it happens, sundown happens, and then it's cold again, right? That's exactly how the relationships happen nowadays, especially during cuffing season. You got to watch out for the extremities because this is going to tell you whether or not you're buying Christmas gifts or should you book that vacation for Valentine's. That gets a bit expensive, especially if you really give a darn. All right, so let's just keep in mind of the fickleness that is this weather and also emotions as this weather changes and also the social climate. People have different needs and you need to be able to read the room because people are not able to tell you or even put into words what they're experiencing. This is okay as long as they go and learn how to address it and not use you as the therapist. This is not the time for it. Everybody's a moment away from a crash out, okay? Let's not let the educated and the pseudo rich fool you. They're about to crash out too. All right. So, this Midhaven message, we're going to do the ethereal deck and then we're going to switch over to the astro matrix. Entertainment purposes only, and also just to navigate this awful and fickle system that we've gotten used to. All right, let's keep it moving. So I'm going to put the mic away because I can't do a lot with these two little hands. How's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday. Tis the day before Halloween. I've already got my little one's costume already. I'm thinking about just drawing a bunch of crap on my face and just making a go of it. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I don't need a lot. You know what I'm saying? I just want the little one to have fun. So, like I said about this fickle weather and this all this stuff, be mindful of this is the time for emotional incest. This is when people who have spent all summer partying and hopping on a plane, on a boat, everywhere. This is when people start thinking of what to do next. And what to do next is not call the person that you didn't call while having the parties. Don't call that person who knows how to preserve themselves for an emergency, because their emergency isn't your emergency. And those two things look very different. So when I'm talking about emotional incest, I'm talking about, not anyone that you're having physical bumping stuff with, even though that can happen, especially if you consider them part of your family. It's when a person does not need to do the horizontal mambo with you to pull on your heartstrings, and they're able to lead you in ways that wouldn't necessarily be good for you or them in the long run. However, short term satisfaction never scared anyone away. All right? So, you have to be mindful, and sometimes it looks like maybe a sis telling you or warning you that maybe they might not have that 50 in the next few weeks, and maybe you should put away that 50 for them to use. But sis, if you know you're short, maybe you should start planning to get that 50 and not plan on my hard work. And that's how emotional incest kind of looks. Or, bro, come pick me up. Your wife's getting off at 6 o'clock, but she won't mind you picking her up at 6:30 because I'm your sister. The reason why he got married was to create a whole nother family dynamic. So you pulling him back into a place, well, yeah, sure, you should help people out as long as they're helping you. But should you really damage your home? Or it looks like a wife knowing that you have a sister that you expect to support you, and because she's your wife, she takes the fact that you love her and you throw away your whole family. So it's up to you to pick the balance in which you want to live your life, especially when it comes to nursing home. People don't think until the point where they get old and they're going to need someone to come wipe their tail or even take care of their affairs. Nobody makes these investments. They're only thinking about temporary satisfaction. So it's important during this cuffing season to remember, cuff your family too. The ones that are good for you. And remember to stay away from toxic gossip dynamics. It might burn you in the end. We all need a bridge every so often. Even a drawbridge, toll bridges. I think this is why they created toll bridges, so people don't take advantage, of free passage. Plus, it's like an accountability system. All right, so this is a general all signs cuffing season session. We're going to do 6 cards. 1, we've got the 5 of Swords, quiet contemplation. All right, are we getting ourselves ready for the harvest, or are we storing up for the next season? And we've got the major arcana of strength. Yeah. Okay, so next we got 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups, are you sharing? Can we have a drink? Cheers. I don't have anything in my cup, but cheers. Yep, so then we've got the 9 of Swords. So somebody's kind of panicking a little bit, all right? Because, it's a time of anxiety for a lot of people. And for those of us who can, possibly deal with or tolerate a relationship, now it's time to count your ducats and make sure that everything is in alignment, because as we go forward, real unions are coming back into effect. People actually want to be wholeheartedly committed nowadays, and they're getting tired of the games. Who knew that we would actually get tired of the games? Page of Wands. Yeah. So that's a fresh perspective after being in such anxiety for a little while. Even though there are some people that are currently still anxiety, hold on, the change is coming. All right, and then we've got the King of Cups. Look at him with his handsome self and that crown. Look at that crown king. So there is a time coming. We're talking about seasonal changes and rearranges. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Star. Look at her. Okay, I don't want you to look at her too much. I just realized she wasn't up top clothed. But you get the gist of it. She is ready. She is bearing her whole soul. She is transparent. She's seductively wrapped at the bottom, which I love. I'm going to just show you it, but I'm going to put my finger over that part. See? Yeah, and she's bending over and she's looking down into the water at her reflection. So I'm starting with the lady in the mirror. All right, so as we go on, we're going to do the Five of Swords because the Five of Swords, I'm just going to go with it. The Five of Swords is quiet contemplation. You've already won the battle. You're able to lay your swords down and you're going to come back and you're going to follow it up with strength. And you need to make strength in this decision because as you go forward, you do not want to run into another fluke or a dupe. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing horrible than to waste your time investing your feelings into something or your resources or your intellect into something and it just comes out null and nilch. And you hate for anything to take advantage of what you deem to be a strength because sometimes you got to think about other people's perspective. What you deem as a strength may be a weakness to others. Doesn't make it true, but it is a perspective. So then you've got a Two of Cups. Make sure the offer is great. You've got a dark cup and a light cup. That represents the balance in the offer. Make sure there's reciprocity and nobody's about to be unevenly yoked anymore. Nobody wants that in their life. So get prepared for the real conversations. People want to have real talks. They want real answers. People are going to start asking for credit checks in order to get into relationships. This is real, okay? People do not have time to make awful investments at this point in their life, especially if you're over the age of 40. Dating is different. You can make mistakes, which I suggest you don't get accustomed to. You are allowed to make mistakes, but the sooner you learn not to make mistakes, the better. And make sure that the people you're getting advice from look like they're going in the right direction. If not, abort, abort, abort. They're giving you unwarranted information because you cannot take me there if you have not been there. And sometimes an unexperienced person may look like a person who's actually looked at everybody go through the experience, right? So you can't necessarily say they're unexperienced. You could tell. Use your discernment. You'll be able to tell because that person avoids conflict and chaos like a ninja. They're like, ha, I saw that before. Ha, 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 ha. Almost looks like Johnny Bravo on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like Johnny Bravo was actually very innocent and very real. It's just that he was toxic machismo. So if we can find a balance where the man can also be valued and also expected to give more than just their power and just their carrying skills and just their money. We're expecting you to come through with some real emotion and some real feeling and some real perspective. You know, it's a great that you want to be a leader, but can you lead? And if you're not able to lead in such a way that you've always imagined, are you able to pick a mate to help you lead? Or are you able to pick someone who can lead you? That's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to get too deep into that. Let's save that. Because Saturday morning, I want to have a conversation about the one who got away or the one you pushed away. Which one is it? Or was it the one that you just kind of wasn't ready for? Those are the questions I want to ask Saturday morning. So we've gone to the Five of Swords, Strength, and the Two of Cups, and now we're going to get to the Nine of Swords, where you see where she's sitting there. It doesn't, she doesn't necessarily have to be crying. She could be holding her face because it's like a lot trying to think about all these things, especially with the social climate that we have now. And let's just face it, love isn't just for monetary reasons and paying bills and you know what I'm saying, like that. Love is also having someone to sit in the room with. Love is also having someone to play footsie with and just having someone to bump into when you roll over at night. Not necessarily to hunch on, but just to bump into the warmth, the heat, the contact. Like, there's a reason why the world wasn't left empty, and there's a reason why animals reproduce. Is because we have to keep the cycle of this thing going. And it all starts with the spark, with the touch, with the chemistry of the motion. And it's like friend meets friend, and they're like, oh, let's get together and have ideas. And from there, their love pushes out, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, look at their love. They're so creative. They're so fun. Let's go hang with them. And then they find out that they're great people, and this is how this works. And then the great people meet the other great people, and then they so happen to be the opposite sex, and then they rub things, and then other human beings come from it. Oh, it's so magical. It's that now that's the real potion. Pardon me. I happen to make magic twice. I made a big son and I have a little son. And if it's in the cards for me, I'll make another sprinkle of magic. And that's the way it happens. But I know for me, I can't afford to like low bar it. I have to go higher and higher. So it has to be a 360 wonderful person, a person inside out who really, really knows themselves and ready to go into the world. So, Page of Wands. Page of Wands is fresh perspective, and the wand is here. See, the wand represents the controller in life. It's a long staff, so it really signifies an accumulation of wisdom and the journey within. So a lot of times when you see these folklore characters, they have a walking stick, and it usually means that they've had a long walk with the journey. They've had a lot of experience, so they usually have a long walking staff, which is their wand, and they alchemize the experience with the wand. Okay, so this is definitely a lot of experience. So like I said, for those of us over 40 during cuffing season, you have the experience. You're not dumb, you're not an idiot, but you also can't afford to try to go back into those childish days. You have to put those things aside and keep pushing forward. Okay, so you want to just put childish things away. Know that those Al Bundy, Polk High School memories are gone. They're over. And it's time to make new memories. So if you want new memories, it looks like dropping a lot of that old stuff that didn't work, that put you in a lot of toxic situations. And a lot of it was you. I had to realize that a lot of it was me. I realized that some of the situations that I ended up in was because I planned to leave. I subconsciously knew that I wanted to be in a situation that I wasn't stuck in. Although I knew a kid wouldn't stick me into a situation because I wouldn't have a kid unless I was prepared to love him. So a kid wasn't the situation. It was basically me being with somebody who was great enough to make me stay. And so far, I've only met one real candidate, honestly. Even though I've been married before, I'm going to tell you the truth in all transparency. Something in me knew that that wasn't the end game. I guess that's why I never changed my last name. It's something in me that just was like, this guy, and then he didn't do anything because I even gave myself a trial error. I said, well, if I give him a few years, maybe I'll change it, but it just never happened. It never got like it was supposed to get. And that happened quite a lot in my life. Like, it never got how it was supposed to get. No matter how I even tried to cheerlead myself into the situation, it just wasn't. So I knew that, I hadn't reached that level yet. And quite honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm actually happy for those situations because now I know exactly what I want. I know what I can walk away from so easily. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those, love, no love lost, no love gained. We're all adults and we're all having a human experience here. So that's me being transparent. I only had one person who maybe fit the bill, but if I would have known him a few more days, he probably wouldn't have fit the bill either because energy is always changing. So yeah. So with this Page of Wands, just know that through experience, you have to every so often reflect through your experiences so that you can get to the end game. And then here comes the King of Cups. So once you just gather all this experience up, the King of Cups represents the knowledge to go forward. Sit on your crown, sit on your throne, my bad. Put on your crown and make the decision and stand in the upright. All knowing you could appoint people to where they have to go. This person goes here, this person goes there, that goes there. You can set proper boundaries. You know who's coming in your house, you know who's going out of your house, you know what's going on. And the King of Cups is masculine and feminine energy. Myself, I am in my divine feminine energy as we speak, because let's get it. We have to make clear and concise decisions as adults. This is the time for it. Nothing says King of Cups like a person who has their things in a row. So you don't have time to be matching up with someone who does not have that foresight in their head, or even that hindsight to say, you know what, that situation that I was in back there would have stopped me from doing this, or that situation that I had back there is the reason why I'm here now. Like, sometimes you need that backwards and forward so that you can come to the medium and be present. You understand? So hopefully this led you to, like I said, the star. So hopefully the King of Cups energy in your life, masculine or feminine, brought you to your divine counterpart. And guess what? Sometimes your divine counterpart looks like you. Sometimes it looks like you. And let's get it. Sometimes you have a person that actually, they mirror you. And you have to be able to discern whether or not they're mirroring you because they genuinely are just like you, or they're mirroring you because they generally want to be in your energy and they are nothing like you, and they're just trying to fake it long enough to stay there with you. So be mindful. Not only wrapping up is good for, the tango, wrap up, make sure you have on proper gear, you're layering, you're wrapping up during the intercourse, and you're wrapping up when you're going outside, because walking pneumonia is a thing, COVID is a thing, germs are a thing. Just make sure you're wrapping it up, even your hands, your gloves, your neck, your head. If you're washing your hair, make sure you give yourself 28 to 48 hours. These head colds are getting outrageous. So yeah, make sure you do that. So we're going to step over to our ethereal. No, we finished with the ethereal. We're going to step over to Astro Matrix. Astro Matrix is cute. I love it because it's so colorful to me and so vivid. I'm doing this pre-recorded because I didn't want to go live, because I remember that whole pop smoke situation where people get weird. They get weird. They have weird relationships with you through the screen, and they we've got a new age of really weird people that can gather information really good, but they can't get their wits about them, and they can't discern whether or not these things are good or bad. And it really makes for an awful situation. So rest in peace to those who suffered because social media or the new age information system got used in the wrong way. We're trying to have a better human experience. We really are. So let's help each other do better, right? Okay, so I just reshuffled my ethereal deck before I put it away. Wanted to be fresh for you guys, just in case I have anything to say to you later on, or maybe tonight. Currently waiting to see what's going to happen when Alex gets home, because I think I got an easel. I think we want to paint tonight. I got some paints. I got a really nice easel from the store. $5. It's got the paints and the brushes with it, but I also got some extra brushes. So we're going to try to paint some stuff and see what happens. I've also got to charge up the microphone, because Alex likes to talk on the microphone. He makes more guttural noises. He makes better noises and does better sounds on a microphone. Also, I actually went to the Aldi's and I found a pomegranate. These were not $6 a piece. These were reasonable. So get yourself to your local grocers. The pomegranates are out again. Make sure you wash them and enjoy. Yeah. So I'm going to do 6 more cards, and we're going to see if we're still making sure that we're not doing struggle love and we're equally yoked, because we need to go into these unions, you guys. It's really not fair. You know, it's not fair that we've turned love into a really bad weapon. Like, come on now, stop being so phony. There are people really out here that want to love, and a lot of people have gotten hurt physically, emotionally, like really bad financially, because of like illusions of love. Like, people have fought wars over love. Like, this is serious. Like, what, Cleopatra, there are so many like wars that were fought over like illusions of love, unrequited love, real love, and people just don't know how important it is. All right, so on the bottom of the deck, we've got the 9 of Swords. We've got this figure in the bed holding the face again. So this is not a fluke. We've got to get through this. This is not a fluke. This is the first card. Well, this is the bottom card on the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to put it to the right. Well, I'm going to put it to the left. Yeah, so I've been reading from the right to the left. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go. Now we've got the 9 of Wands, so definitely struggle love, because this is definitely cuffing season reading. And we've got the Hermit. So yeah, somebody's going to be in retreat for a little while, because let's just say rejection isn't going to be handled very well this season. People, honestly, if you're not going to be able to handle rejection, and if you're just getting into a relationship because you need support, I suggest you don't do it, because it's going to hurt you. It's going to break your heart, and you're going to hurt somebody else's heart. And God forbid there are kids in a relationship. We don't need you entering and breaking up with kids in a relationship. That's not good. So then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So whatever it is, hold on to your finances in exchange for love right now, because you don't want to get into a situation where you end up envious or in competition with your mate. This is really why a lot of relationships don't last during cuffing season, because we've gotten very monetized in this situation. A lot of people don't look for satisfaction, they look for transaction. All right, then we've got the 3 of Wands, which is also more perspective. So we've got the struggle love, we've got the urge to retreat and hold on to the pentacles, and then we've got introspection, thinking about leaving. What are you, I see a plane in here. Are you thinking about just jumping ship and just getting ghost? Are you going to ghost someone? Like, oh gosh. We're talking general, and this is for anybody. This is a female, this is a male. Anybody can get it this season, because this is survival of the fittest. Like, people do not have time to play with their hearts, their snacks, or their milk or cereal. Nobody's going to keep running into the heel of the bread. No one wants that. Knight of Wands. So somebody's got to be courageous and take control of the situation, blazing, you know what I'm saying? So wow, somebody's going to get upset if they get ghosted. Okay, so somebody's got to take the wheels of this thing. I'm going to go back through these cards real quick. All right, so then we've got a Fool. So we've got someone who wants to take a chance in love. All right, so as just say, somebody started a bunch of stuff, got missing, held on to their money, wanted to go ghost, then made an impulsive decision, and we came to the Fool energy. So now we've got to take a leap of faith, whether or not to do this or to retreat. So yeah, make sure whatever you're doing, we're equally yoked, and this isn't an impulsive situation that you're just doing so that you can maybe have a warm place to stay or a warm place to lay. You know what I'm saying? Because some people just wait for winter to have in-house supply, and if you and your person agree to that, look, we're just going to be friends with benefits and we're going to share our benefits, you know, my house, your house, that sort of thing. Okay, I guess I get it. But if it's just a ploy so that you can have somewhere to use up someone's resources and then go back into your hidey holes, or have several hidey holes and where you're not like putting things in, you're not like having an even exchange, I think you should stay to yourself, because you're not doing anything good for society. You're like spreading karma everywhere, and a couple of them houses are going to shut down on you, and then the others are going, it's going to get really weird really soon, especially as people run out of resources, time, and patience. They're not really going to keep going through the same cycles as we age. Even some of the younger kids are not for that. These younger ones that are already too woke for their own good, they're either on demon time or they will cut you off and you will be blackballed from society. Like, they're not playing with you. You will be on every social media platform. Look, I don't know how to do it. I'm not even up the net, but I don't play with the young people, because they got a reach that we will never ever ever understand. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you the cards before I put them away, because I don't want you to think I'm making crap up. All right, so we've got the Five of Wands. That was the war. We've got the Hermit, where we went into ran away. We've got the Pentacles that we tried to hold on to, because let's just face it, when you're dating frivolously and impulsively, money's going to get lost, whether it's yours or theirs. So you've got to decide whether to make the investment. Then there's the introspective, the time that you really kind of wanted to ghost and get gone. You see that plane? And you just thought about it, standing on the coast, on the tip of things, not really knowing what mode of transportation you were going to take to get away. And this is the impulsive, blazing decision, and trying to make sure that, things don't get ugly, because things can get ugly on this impulsive decision. So make sure you have the right intentions when you try to do this. And this is the Fool. You see, he's all dressed up. He's looking like he's ready to take you out. He's got the dog, which is the faithful companion. Watch out for the companion. Might bite you. I don't know. If he's always got to take the friend, you got to pay attention, okay? Some friends are really helpful. Some friends are really protective. But some friends got rabies and they'll bite you, especially if it's a mutt. So, yeah, just know that if he takes the leap of faith, make sure you do your checks. All right? Check it out on all sides, all right? Check it out, masculine or feminine. This has been your Midhaven Cuffin season reading message. All right, I just want you guys to go into healthy love. And if not healthy love, love yourself enough to know that being alone is not lonely. All right, love you lots. I'm waiting for the boy to come home. Did I say the boy? I meant Alex. Yeah, that's my sunny son. I got two of them, They're both the boys. Not that other one's the man now. But he's his own man, and he's making his own decisions. Hopefully he's making the best ones. So let's have a great, great, great day. Happy birthday to those who are having a birthday. And I'm off. Look.